What started as a songwriting class exercise has become something known to other people as a marriage and a debut. And by the way, angsty Americana is not a bad description for the prickly pair. It is our pleasure to welcome Irene Greene and Mason Summit to Road Gang Radio. Good morning to you.
Hey, y'all. Good morning.
Good morning, friends. I don't know if you heard our conversation just a minute ago, but I'm very curious. As a couple, do you guys have pet names for each other? Or just like, hey, you make me my sandwich. That's also fine. You can. This is a safe space. This is a safe space.
That's a great question. I think I really call Mason Macy, but I don't know if that's
that counts.
That works. That works. There are worse things. Let's put it that way. So let's start off with this. You guys played at last night at actually one of my favorite venues in Nashville, the Underdog. You played there last night, right?
We did. It was really fun.
It's tell our audience a little bit about that venue. It's small because Nashville's a weird thing, guys. You would think that there's all these. Nashville is weird when it comes to venues. There's lots of small, scattered venues. It's very hard to make money playing in Nashville, which is why people leave town. But can you just actually start there as our entry point and tell people a little bit about what it's like? Because you guys have created music separately and now together, thankfully, for both of those sides, because you guys are freaking fabulous. And talk to our audience a little bit about making music in Nashville and also maybe the joys of it, but also the why you have to leave piece of it.
Well, they call it a 10-year town, and we've been here about 3 years. And we love it. We feel like the music scene is really welcoming and supportive so far. That was, I think, last night at the Underdog, one of our favorite shows ever.
Oh, nice.
Absolutely, yeah. It was a
something that encapsulates what I love about Nashville is last night at the show, we met this photographer, and she was like, "What are y'all doing at 11?" Because she happened to be Margot.
And like she wanted to be in a throuple with you.
Oh God.
No.
Sorry.
But Margot Price was doing an in-store at Grimey's at 11 down the street. And so we ended up heading there after the gig and seeing this phenomenal
she was terrific, yeah.
show. And that really, that kind of encapsulated why we love living here.
Wow. I'm so happy to hear that, because I used to live in Nashville. Now I'm out in the woods, and I've got a 6-year-old. And in my head, I just think that kind of stuff doesn't happen anymore, and it makes me sad. But I'm happy to hear when cool stuff. I'm happy to hear cool stuff is still going on, and especially the late night stuff. I may not be there physically, but you want to know it's still existing, that the vibrance is still there, And have you seen, being here 3 years? I mean, I've been here 18 years, so I've seen a lot of changes. But what would you say, even just in 3 years, have y'all seen that you feel like is something that's kind of growing and changing exponentially here?
Ooh, I would say, I guess there's always been different types of music going on in Nashville. I mean, at least in modern era. But I would say just success of more, of different types of genres, I would say, is the biggest thing we've seen going on. But yeah, I'd say your point is correct. I think that you do kind of have to get out of Nashville a little bit to make some more money. But it's really fun to play in Nashville too.
It is. It's definitely energy. You've seen them both, Jimmy. It's a different kind of energy playing here. Or then Jim, you guys, he's over at our studio in New Orleans, and that's a whole different thing, which Jim, I'll let you dig in with him now, but Prickly Pear needs to come play at the Dig Out House at our studio in New Orleans for sure.
Oh, yeah, and the idea
we would love to.
Yeah, the professionalism of Nashville, and by the way, you might say, well, Nashville's not that professionalism, is so kind of highly developed, Lindsay, in regards to there's a certain polish and a certain professionalism that the drunken brawl down here doesn't kind of, is a very different experience. I wanted to ask you, Irene, and Mason, you can answer this as well, but we began with with an origin story about you guys, how you met, teaming up for an assignment when you were both students at the USC Thornton School of Music. To talk a little bit about what it means to become somebody's partner later on in life, when the first partnering you had was actually an artistic collaboration, in that I think it's one of the most intimate things people can do, to let people in on the process by which they create. Can you talk about that initial experience and the impact it had, not just on your professional lives, but your personal ones?
Yeah, I would say, because at first, when we got together, even though we got together for a songwriting thing, we really weren't songwriting after that. Like, we were just, hanging out, going to going to see movies.
I know what you were doing. Come on.
Exactly.
Come on.
Exactly. But I would say, it's really always a part of our relationship was showing each other our newest songs. I think that was a ritual we had, especially during COVID. We would sit around and just, be like, hey, what do you think of this song? And I think that's kind of that got us prepared to really be great songwriting partners. It's just practicing that vulnerability really all the time. Wouldn't you say, Mace?
Yeah, I would. And the first time we ever got together, we came out of the session with one of our favorite songs that we've ever written that's finally seeing the light of day on this EP in October.
Well,
But it's true that the more we spent time together, the less we got done creatively, because we were getting to know each other more personally.
I bet you were.
Until we kind of started to be a real duo.
Sorry, it's a family show. I'm being a jerk. No, it's
we started out as really close friends for like 6 months before we ever became a couple.
Yeah.
It's
well,
true.
that's so cool. We believe you. We believe you. No, but it's so cool from songwriting is two completely different things. When if it's with somebody, if you're just in a room, you go to a Nashville songwrite over at Sony or whatever, and you're in a room with somebody you don't know, that's one kind of song. And there's great songs that come of that way. But there's a completely different energy and soul that happens when you are whether you're a couple or you're just like, somebody that you're very close with, each other very, inside and out, and make music together. That's a whole different thing. And I'm going to tell you, when I was reading y'all's bio, which is not the tip, did you notice, Jim? This is not the typical bio. This isn't trying to be like, let me just cram everything these people have done.
It's not a list.
It's not a list. This was more about the soul of you guys as a couple and the music. And reading it, I was hit with, and I'm not a gambling person, but if I was, I'm going to put money on that you're going to be one of the biggest things to come out of Nashville in a while, because there's something really special going on. You can feel it in the words and especially listening to the new single. But I would throw that back to you guys. And I would love to hear both of your comments. Maybe we'll start with Mason, but what is it? Assuming that is true, assuming that you guys are one of the most special things that's about to pop out of Nashville, or that's already popping out of Nashville, what would you say it is that makes you guys so special? And feel free, this is me asking you, so toot your horn. What is it that's going to make you guys stand out?
Oh man, I would like to think that our history and our chemistry, our connection to each other, is palpable in the songs we write and in our performances. I think we know each other so well that we're just very connected on stage and in sync with each other. And the other thing I think is just being in Nashville and being in our house together, we are able to really take our time. Like you said, we're not two strangers sitting down to write songs, and we can kind of let ideas germinate. We have our little home studio, and we're independent right now also, so we don't have really any outside input telling us like how to produce our music. We play a lot of the instruments on it, and try and put our own kind of spin on it. We have some outside influences musically, that I think you might not hear on a typical record coming out of Nashville today. A lot of kind of 90s indie stuff and psychedelic that maybe gives us a little bit of a different twist stylistically.
Yep.
I
Yep.
I want to kind of pick up on something here, and Lindsay and I haven't gotten a chance to talk about this music together. We both listened separately and didn't get a chance to kind of have our normal sort of exchange about what do you think, what do you think, what do you think. And so I'm kind of saying something blind here and kind of gauging Lindsay's reaction too. There's a sweetness to a lot of this stuff, and there is an overarching kind of love theme that plays through the stuff. The thing I noticed is that one of the things when you really love somebody, what makes this work, gives it its friction, is the fact that it hurts. And I don't know if you know what I'm talking about here, Lindsay, but the idea that when you love somebody, and look, you can have a great relationship with somebody and things can actually work, and that it's a feeling rather than lyrics exactly, but the idea that there's something in the singing where even when you love somebody and it's healthy and it works, there's something about love that just is painful. And that kind of, like I said, that longing that kind of plays through it. Like I said, maybe your impressions were different, Lindsay, and equally, insightful, but that was kind of the feeling there. A lot of people have written about the ache, of course, but really feel it. And like I said, it's what stops it from being just kind of pablum sweetness, is that it's a reminder that this always hurts. And I don't know if that makes any sense to anybody I'm talking to here, but I'm wondering when you create the stuff and sing together, if you feel that exactly what I'm feeling while you're singing it.
Yeah, so, I mean, love hurts, right? But yeah, I definitely think so. I think, especially with the new single, we came at it, from a place of, nobody's love is perfect, and I think it is wistful, and it is, sad, and I think loving someone is, yeah, I totally agree with you. Like you really, it's the full gambit of emotions for sure, and I think with this new song, that's definitely what we were getting at. So I'm glad you picked up on that.
Yeah, there's always kind of a risk involved in opening up to someone. And it's about taking that risk because it's worth it.
Well, how do you? So I'm so curious. The idea of we host a show around here called We Should Write about the healing power of writing, but we talk to people about like the difference in how you're writing versus different times in your life. But I get really obsessed kind of with the idea of how you write as a single person versus as a married or in a relationship person, specifically married, because relationship. I feel like married is that you're stuck. I mean that with all. Shout out to my husband. I love
Shout out
him.
Claire Marie. We love you.
Shout
guys,
out to our spouses. But you know what I mean. There's a difference that comes. So then now throw in the extra layer of writing it together. Like I don't know, Irene, are you able to? And I know you guys are comfortable and obviously trust each other. But have you ever been like, okay, I had this ex and I want to write about him, or do you just come up with the lyric and be like, Mason, just don't even worry what this is about. Just close your eyes and play guitar, darling. Like, how do you get through those moments? Shh. Don't worry, everything's gonna be okay.
We are very open with each other. I think, yeah, like we, and we love a good gossip session. So it's fun to pull open those old, flames sometimes and think about that stuff.
Yeah, we're secure in our.
Okay, good. Lay down on our counseling couch while you're here, please. Thank you for coming. No, but that's the fun. Have you seen y'all's writing? Is there anything that you could kind of put your finger on the writing that's changed from when you? Because I guess actually your story started in a songwriting class. Do you remember the very first collaboration and what it sounded like?
Yes, it was a song called "Piece of the Sky" that's coming out on the EP that we wrote. We left the session with a full song. It's 2 verses, chorus, bridge. The whole thing was done, and we both discovered that we had a shared love of kind of unsolved mysteries and true crime. And so we wrote kind of a story song, but it was more a little abstract. It was about a guy named D.B. Cooper, I don't know if you've heard of
Oh
it.
no, believe me, we're nuts. By the
Oh
way,
yeah.
we're podcast nuts over here. We like the
Yes.
creepy, the
So
spooky, and what the hell happened to DB Cooper? I think he got away with it.
exactly. So we wrote a song kind of from his perspective about what might have motivated him and what he felt like that night. And it was pretty special to both of us that we could leave that session with a song that both of us were really proud of. It felt like it transcended just a homework assignment kind of a song.
Yeah.
Oh my God! And let me ask you a question though. Follow up on DB Cooper. I haven't heard that song. I can't wait to hear that song. Anybody that is played by Treat Williams is worth learning more and more and more about. But I mean, did you discover anything about your current themes in there? Because nobody really knows what his deal was. Was there a woman he was going to get that money for? You know, was he like
Right.
Jay Gatsby? Did he in fact have to go steal a fortune in order to impress a lady? I mean, what's the backstory on who's your DB Cooper?
We were kind of exploring the idea of kind of an ordinary person who's bored and wants to make a mark and do something really crazy and memorable and historic. Even if it kind of goes back to our love songs too. We kind of came at it from the perspective of taking this huge risk in order to leave an impression. I think that's kind of where we were coming from with it. And it's a song that has a lot of like kind of sadness and longing in it, in a way, along with the mystery.
Okay, well,
And
speaking of, sorry, I cut you off. Go ahead.
no, continue.
Well, I was going to say, speaking of leaving an impression, so you played the Underdog last night. Tonight, you're going to be at New Heights Brewing Company in Nashville for an event, and then in September you'll be at Eastside Bowl, all Nashville things. What can people expect from a live show? Because we have a lot of people, especially a lot of truck drivers who listen, and Nashville is a good place to stop. We've got people over actually in the comments right now commenting that they're about to be pulling through Nashville soon. So what can people expect from the Prickly
Amazing.
Pear live show? Why do I want to come see you live, even though I already want to?
Well, tomorrow is the New Heights show, I think.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah, it is.
What do you think?
Well, we recently started playing with a full band, which is really fun. So we do, in our longer shows, we love to do a lot of like fun covers. We love like classic country stuff. And, Mason is ripping on the guitar. He sounds great. And on the electric, it's really fun. And lots of great harmonies. We do a lot of that kind of stuff. And I'm singing up there too, so that's kind of the whole thing.
Yeah, live with the rhythm section is a much different vibe. That's what we did last night, and that's what we'll be doing next month at Eastside Bowl, the Low Volume Lounge. But tomorrow we'll be getting back to our roots as an acoustic duo, and I think there's something very special there too. It's a lot of eye contact and just really, really trying to sync up
I
with each
bet
other.
it is.
You know?
Sorry, it's too easy. What are one or two covers you do, just to give us a taste of the type of covers you would put your spin on?
We love, a Patsy Cline song. We love, we do some Willie and Waylon.
I love hearing Irene sing "Angel from Montgomery" by John Prine. She does a really good job on that. Sometimes she'll do a Me and Bobby McGee. But
Yeah.
people really flip when she does the song "Crazy." Patsy Cline, Willie Nelson song.
Amazing.
Crazy. That's a really good one.
Well, if you can't sing that song well, you should leave Nashville. So I'm glad that you can nail that.
Exactly.
Your heart gets taken away. Yeah.
Didn't you tell me that, Lindsay? When you get to the state line, the troopers stop you and say, you a musician? Hold on, we have to actually go get the music challenge here. Can you please, by the way, what's the song for men? So we know it's Crazy for the women, but what do they make the men sing at the border, by the way? What do you think?
Let's see. What do you guys think? I was going to say Lay Me Down by Conway, but that's I don't
pretty
know.
Good. That's pretty good. We'll come up with
Maybe the Chris Stapleton Tennessee whiskey.
Yeah, there it is.
There it
That's
is.
it.
Oh,
That's
well
it. It's
said.
like if you cross the border and you don't know what 145 is, they make you turn back around. That's a numbers system. It's a Nashville numbers joke.
Yeah,
There you go.
They actually got rid of that and they replaced the Wichita lineman with that. That's how they kind of played it out.
Yeah.
Well done, guys. Thank you so much, Lindsay. Do you want me or you to give them the socials?
Well, I want them to stay forever. I'm exciid to see these guys. Make sure you get out
You guys are
and
too sweet.
you can check them out. We're actually not sweet. We just genuinely
We just
like you guys. The Prickly Pear, the EP, guys, comes out October 24th. You can get the single Winsome Lose Some is out now. And if you don't don't just stream it, download it, add it to your playlist. These
good.
things help. These things, as you noticed at the top, they said they're independent. I understand what that's like. You don't get to keep making music if people don't keep finding it and liking it and downloading it. So please do it. These people are worth it. Y'all, please come back anytime. When the EP comes back, would love to have you out. Would love to do something live with you guys. You're a joy.
That would be great.
Oh, would appreciate.
We love New Orleans.
Yeah.
Come
All
on,
right, let's go.
Come on down to Bon Ton
Road
Roulette.
trip.
Road trip.
Yeah.
Just me and my new couple, friends.
All right. All right, Lindsay. All
Sounds great.
right. We got to take a break. Thank you both so much.